Specialist Eric Dalla here with the 246th Army Band, the South Carolina National Guard. Today, I'm going to take a minute to tell you a little bit about my story. How did I get into the band? What has my experience been so far? I don't know how much about that you care, but I figure for some of you it might be nice to hear a story of, where I was when I joined and how you might relate. I joined in 2016 when I was 19 years old. I've been in for 4 years at this point, and I think it's been one of the best decisions that I've made probably ever. There's been things that I really like about it, things that I don't really care so much about it, but overall I think this is a great opportunity for me as a musician to apply my musical skills in an organization that rewards me for my work, and lots of really cool opportunities that I don't see anywhere else for, the capabilities that I have in the situation that I've been in. So anyway, I've always been kind of musical. My dad was a music minister when I was growing up, and so I spent a lot of time around church choirs and playing piano and middle school band and high school band. Played saxophone and piano, and I sang in choirs, and I switched to tuba, and man, I grew up a band kid. It was always kind of fun for me. I never really thought about having a career in it, but yeah, it's always something I enjoyed. As I was nearing my end of high school, I was taking tuba pretty seriously. I was practicing a lot. I got into all-state band, and I thought, I'm going to take this. I'm going to friggin' do tuba. I auditioned for tuba at the University of Georgia, and I didn't get in. I wasn't as good as I thought I was, apparently, and it's pretty competitive. Luckily, since I was in choir that year, my senior year of high school, I thought, hey, there's 2 weeks left to audition for voice, might as well go for it. I auditioned for voice, and I was a singer for the next 4 years of college, even though I was a band kid growing up. So, that doesn't really matter, but the point is, I really like music. When I went to the University of Georgia right after high school to study music composition, I knew about the Army Band, and I knew it was an opportunity for me. My high school band director happened to be the conductor, and still is, of the unit here. So he was trying to recruit lots of his students that he thought were capable, and I knew it was an opportunity. I took an audition my senior year and passed, but I didn't follow through with it, just because I was starting college, and I was going to be in the Redcoat Marching Band, and I was moving away to a dorm, and there was lots of new stuff. I didn't want to try to stuff too much new into one period. I just graduated high school. I don't want to start a military career and go off to basic training and go off to school and try to do all this other stuff, learn how to sing all at the same time. So I took the first year at UGA, just going through, doing my freshman year. Man, I don't know, freshman year is expensive, I'm going to tell you that. I had a lot of scholarships. Thankfully, Georgia has Hope and Zell Miller scholarships, and I was able to get some things from McDuffie County and Watson Brown type area. But still, man, scholarships are they only take you so far. And freshman year with dorm expenses and food expenses, and then as a vocalist I had to pay for a pianist and all of the typical college expenses. I don't need to tell you about those. It was a lot, and I realized I needed to get something to help make me through it. I didn't want to be a burden on my parents. I wanted to be self-reliant and to be able to carry myself through it. So I thought, what can I do? Well, I can work at the dining hall, like my brother did, or I can donate plasma. I can work at Chick-fil-A or drive buses, but all those didn't really sound super appealing. As a music student, I didn't want to take time out of my schedule doing music to go work at Chick-fil-A or drive a bus. I did for one semester. I worked at a dining hall making like $8 an hour or something, cutting pizzas and scrambling eggs. It was a good experience. I'm glad I did it, but I only did it for one semester for a reason. I realized that the National Guard offered a lot of benefits and money, and besides financial benefits, just an opportunity to do something other than college, just something different, something exciting, actual work experience. So I thought, I'll give this a try. I've already got my leg in the door here at UGA, and I feel like I can handle it, so let me go do this Army thing. I set up another audition because they only last for so long before they go bad. So I did another audition, worked up on tuba, got that passed, and I thought, I'm going to do this. I was a little scared because, there's a lot of unknowns when you're going into something as an 18, 19-year-old. How do you sign a 4-year or a 6-year contract into something? Man, if you're 18, 6 years is like 30% of your life. How do you do that? It's scary, I know. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't know about, but I thought, I'm just going to give it a try. I'm going to go for it. If I don't like it, I can get out in 6 years, 4 years, and I'll, at least make some money to go through college. So anyway, I eventually took the leap, and after I did the audition, got with the recruiter, signed up in March of 2016, and went to RSP for a couple months, and that was, no disrespect to the RSP people, it was a little boring. I appreciate the fact that they prepared me for basic training. They gave me a leg up on some physical training, exercise, and gave me some idea of how to march and how the uniform works and how just the Army rank structure works. I appreciate that, but I was like, man, I want to get to the music. So eventually I went to basic training on June 27th of 2016, and that was scary, man. That was a long day. Woke up really early, drove all the way to the airport, and went to all these different stops. I've never been on an airplane alone before. Got to my training thing. I had no idea what to expect. I mean, I looked up videos and listened to people talk and read articles about it, but you don't know what you're expecting. So anyway, got there. It was scary. It was nerve-wracking. But when I got there, I was glad that I went through with it. Even though I didn't know what was happening and I just wanted to go home. It's like, this is exciting. I'm doing something. I'm pushing myself, going outside of my comfort zone. And I know it's going to pay off. I just got to go through it. So, went through basic training, went through Army Music School. I'll have separate videos about those that you can go, see the specifics of how those schools work. But, yeah, I really had a good time at those. They were hard, they were difficult and challenging, but they taught me a lot about not only Army stuff, but about myself, what I'm capable of, the personal confidence and courage that it takes to tackle difficult obstacles and, do things that you didn't think you could do and work as a team in situations that you didn't think were possible and still come through. So after school, I ended AIT in November of 2016 and had that Christmas break off, and now I've got to go back to school. I've got to go back to UGA in January for my sophomore year, even though it's starting in January. So, yeah, that was scary, because I'm like, man, how do you go back to something as normal as a college, just like everyday routine, after going something through, like, I mean, of course I didn't go through a combat deployment, or some people have really hard experiences with long schools and strenuous things, but still, I mean, 5 months of just straight Army uniform and Army decorum and everything, it was a little weird going back. But, yeah, I fell back into it. My private lesson teacher said that I had some level of confidence or musical, I don't know what it was. I think overall I was just more capable and ready to take on the challenges that college had to offer after going through basic training. I guess perspective, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I went through that, and so for the next 3 years at UGA while studying, voice and music composition and music business and all that normal college stuff, once a month I'd go and do Army band stuff. So Monday through Friday I'd just do my studies, do my rehearsals and performances and stuff, and then one Saturday and Sunday a month I'd go do Army band stuff, which was a little weird because I was playing tuba for the Army, but I was doing voice for the school, so it was hard to keep up with all the different instruments that I had to do. But yeah, it worked well. Sometimes it was a little hard because, like, I would have a big concert on a Friday night, and then drill would be Saturday morning, so sometimes they'd cut me a break and get me a couple hours late. Sometimes I just have to end a concert at 10 and just drive 3 hours all the way there, and then get to bed at like 1 and then be to work at 8 in the morning. So I'm not saying it wasn't hard, but I'm saying it was worth it. And just the time that I was able to spend with the people at drill, it was just fun to get outside of school and do something different. Even though it was still music, it was not academic and rigorous. It was a real world performance experience. So yeah, it's definitely possible. I know firsthand it's possible to do school or a career and guard stuff at the same time. Man, the education benefits. I have a separate video about pay and benefits, but if you are trying to be a student and be in the National Guard, I highly recommend it. The scholarships and the paychecks and the support that you get for education, being part of the military, is insane. Please look into that, because I had a lot of classmates that were complaining about having to pay stuff and working long hours and not being able to do things because they had to work. And of course, student loans is no surprise to anybody. This is like a resource that you need to be aware of, because it's such a blessing. So, in summary, I just want to say, man, my whole life I've been a musician. It's just been a hobby. I've even paid to go to like festivals and paid to go to school. And the chance to actually get something in return for doing something that I was already doing just for free, or paying people to do, something that's my passion and something that I really enjoy and something that's fulfilling for me, the opportunity to get something back from that is few and far between. So take the opportunities that you can to make music work for you. You know, some people, this isn't the gig for them. They get in, they do what they have to do, and then they get out because they don't like it, or they have a better option somewhere, or they move on, or they change their mind or something. And that's okay. I mean, everybody's different. We also have people that have been in for 10, 15, 20 plus years and are still here participating in the National Guard Band. And, you know, that could be an option for you. They just enjoy making music, and they enjoy getting a chance to participate in something that's bigger than themselves. So if you want to know more about our band, or your potential role in our unit, or my experience, or any other question that you can have answered, let me know. Keep watching, keep reading, and yeah, I'd love to tell you more about the 246 Army Band and the South Carolina National Guard. Thanks.